welcome back to my channel. For those of you who follow me on Instagram especially, you know that I am big into tracking my macros. Macros are carbs, fats, and proteins, and they also make up calories. So you can count your calories or count your macros. Essentially, it is two different things because the macros are the substance found in calories, if that makes sense. So to get started, the biggest mistake that people can make a lot of times, and it is the main reason why the diet actually suffers and doesn't work, is when you hit your macros Monday through Friday, but then kind of just do whatever you want on Saturday and Sunday. If you take a look at your calorie counts for the entire week, instead of just every single day, you'll actually notice that sometimes the things that you do on the weekend will be detrimental to your deficit and could pull you out of that deficit. And when you're not in a caloric deficit, you're not going to lose weight. And it is most common for people to lose like 1 pound a week, 1.5. That's a lot, but 1 pound a week to half a pound a week is, normally how it goes. So if you are looking at your calories in a weekly time frame, you may do awesome Monday through Friday, but everything you did on Saturday and Sunday still puts you above your allotted calories for the week total, which means that week you are not going to lose a pound or half a pound, whatever your goal was. Next mistake is not weighing out your dressings and condiments. I'm telling you guys, you would be shocked or mortified to see how many carbs are in some condiments. I took a look at a barbecue bottle in my fridge, 16 grams of carbs, which if you are tracking your macros, 16 grams of carbs for a sauce, you don't want to use your carbs on that. I'm telling you right now, especially in a deficit. You're going to want to use your carbs on something with more substance that's actually going to fill up your body and your stomach, making you feel fuller. This also kind of goes with cooking, with oils and things like that. People don't realize that, having asparagus, but if it's drenched in olive oil, that is so high in fat. And if you're not tracking those fats, you're technically overeating. So one way that I found online on how to accurately track the oil you cook with is, for example, if you're gonna do asparagus, put the asparagus on a sheet, put the olive oil on and measure out how much olive oil you're putting on, bake it, and then when it comes out, empty that oil back onto a cup in your scale and see how much oil is left over and subtract that from the original amount of oil that you weighed out to put on the asparagus before you put them in. And that would technically be the amount of fat that was absorbed in that. It can be very confusing. For example, with the asparagus, what I will do is I will just do 1 serving of the olive oil and I will track that in with my macros. I don't go the extra step of collecting the excess. I would rather track more than I ate and actually eat less than vice versa when you're in a deficit trying to lose weight. So that's me personally. But as far as ketchup, mustard, it's actually so simple to just put a piece of tin foil on your scale and then squirt your ketchup, mustard onto the tin foil and weigh it out that way. Or I like to put my dressing in a Ziploc bag, or you can do little containers, and you just measure it same way you would measure anything else on your scale. It seriously slips everyone's mind. I don't know why. I mean, it slipped mine in the beginning a little bit, like, oh, just some ketchup, some this, some that, and it's like, well, you should really measure your ketchup because it's carbs. So don't skip out on measuring those. You could be completely sabotaging and ruining your weight loss and not even realize why or how it's happening. Another mistake that I see all the time, especially me, oh my gosh, it's comical to think of it, but not putting your meals in before eating. I know I've made a ton of vlogs on here where I'm like, oh, I'm tracking as I go, or I'm not really tracking, but that's because a good amount of times that I am vlogging is on a Saturday or a Sunday, and like I said with my first tip, not tracking on the weekends will result in weight gain, and I have definitely gained weight from when I lost weight, but it's also not the point of this video. I can touch on that and my weight gain and all that in another video. If you guys are interested, comment down below and let me know. But putting your food in before even beginning to eat is so crucial because it's almost like a little puzzle. When you're adding in your breakfast and what you want to have for lunch and then for dinner, but then you realize, oh wait, I still need a little bit less carbs and a little bit more protein. So then you can tweak your measurements of things that you're having and just really make sure you're fitting everything to hit your macros before you begin eating, because otherwise you will start eating and you'll be like, yes, Breakfast, tracked it, let's go. Lunch, yes, track, yes, I'm doing it. Dinner rolls around and you only have 250 calories left for your dinner. And let me tell you this, it's probably all protein. I'm telling you right now, put everything in the night before or the morning of and do that so you can arrange everything and see how many calories you're having when. That's the other thing. You don't want to have 900 calories for breakfast and then only have 200 for lunch and 200 for dinner. And when you put your meals in beforehand, you're able to see and look at all that and make sure you're being smart about when you're eating what when and how much when. Another mistake is something that I wish I didn't make because it spiraled me out of control, leading me to where I am today, which is gaining weight back. Setting your calories too low. It's just, I wish I never did it. I didn't know, I didn't realize, but I went personally from probably consuming over 2,000 calories every single day to strictly eating 1,500, then strictly eating 1,400, and then strictly eating 1,300. And continuing to burn anywhere from 500 to 800 calories in that same day and only eating those allotted calories I just told you. I felt weak, tired, headaches, irritable. I just felt sick. And I thought that this was just the weight loss process, but I don't entirely believe that to be true. I think that it would have been a lot healthier for me to start at 1,700, 1,600, and then get down to 1,500 once my body was adjusted to 1,600 and 1,700 and all that, and not just cutting so much. Because eventually what ended up happening was I got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And then I would go crazy on the weekends and I would try to fix it during the week, go crazy on the weekend. That's the struggle that I'm working through on my own and definitely learning and not really concerned because of the fact that I learned how to lose weight. But I feel as though because I was in a state of like low energy and just all the time, I like literally had a mental freak out. Like my mind just went nuts. And I am personally recovering from that situation before I try to bust it back down into a deficit again and try to lose weight for summer. I have my own mental things that I'm going through, but they were all caused because of the fact that I cut my calories way too low, way too fast. I also lost so much muscle during this process. So I feel as though I am trying to rebuild and have almost rebuilt the muscle that I lost when I was cutting my calories. So don't cut them too low. Start small and take your time. Good things come over time, not fast. There's no quick fix. Oh my goodness, this tip, I hope it blows your mind. It blew my mind. It makes me go crazy. Guys, I don't know what led me to believe that gum was 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 fats, 0 why did I think that? Gum is actually like anywhere from like 2 to 5 grams of carbs. I thought I was like Slick Rick getting all these flavored gums and I would like eat flavored gum after I was done eating my 1,300 calories for the day, and I didn't even realize that eating 20 pieces of gum was literally 40 grams of carbs. Like, goodbye, like, oh my gosh, it makes me so mad that I didn't realize that. Stop chewing gum, don't chew gum. It is a waste of your carbs, and one piece always leads to another, especially when you are in a low deficit and you like clearly aren't really having maybe that many sweets because you only have like 1,300 calories to eat for the whole day, and sweets are typically like higher in calorie. Just don't stay away from the gum. Gum, it's just, I had a serious gum addiction when I was in my lowest deficit because it was like, I don't even know. I just wanted something because I was so starving all the time and I didn't even realize that I really sabotaged so much because the amount of gum I would eat is just, it's weird. It was weird, the amount of gum I would eat. And I thought I was Slick Rick. Another mistake so many people make when they start out is eating foods that have empty calories. Candy, breads, some protein bars. Any processed food is going to have empty calories. I think there may be a certain amount of empty calories in almost all foods, but also I don't even know that to be a fact. I'm just kind of spitting some thoughts out here, but I know that there are more empty calories in foods that are processed. So the reason why you don't want to be eating so many empty calories is White Claw. That is an empty calorie. It's 100 calories for like 2 carbs. So you could do like 5 White Claws for 500 calories and all you got out of that is 10 grams of carbs. So it's like you're using up your calories, but you're not getting any nutrients. Like this one, you can tell I'm a little stuck here trying to explain it, but it's like you're wasting calories. You want your calories to have substance, because those White Claws with the only 10 grams of carbs in it, 5 White Claws and 10 grams of carbs isn't gonna sustain me. But if I had 500 calories of like real foods, like that would be packed with carbs, fats, and proteins, which in return would fill me up, make me feel energized and fulfilled. So eating empty calories will leave you like, you know, you could hit your calories, but then like you didn't get enough protein, you didn't get enough fat, you didn't get enough carbs because you ate so many empty calories. And the problem with not getting those is you're gonna feel maybe like sick, lethargic, and just hungry. Drives me insane, literally insane. Attempting to track your macros without a scale. Bruh, I am telling you right now, that is ridiculous. Scooping measurements, I do not trust them. I only do everything on the scale. You would literally be surprised how inaccurate, like, okay, relax, relax. It's not like extremely inaccurate if you use measuring cups, but if you're gonna track your macros, just get the frickin' scale. It's like 10 bucks on Amazon and it's gonna be the correct measurements. Like, it's also so much easier than having to dirty up scoops and this and that. Especially like with my protein powders, I'll use their scoop, but I'll still have my cup on the scale and I'll do a full scoop and it'll either be over or under the nutrition label's allotted amount of grams. So that's why I choose to go with the scale and not measuring cups. Lord, help me now. This one literally disgusts me because I have been making this mistake literally up until like 2 weeks ago when my roommate Nikki brought to my attention a fact for me. If you are having pasta, chickpea pasta, regular pasta, rice, you weigh that out before you cook it. When you cook it, it's gonna be heavier and weigh more. So if you're weighing it while it's already cooked, you're essentially giving yourself a smaller portion size than what you're supposed to be having. What? That is what I was doing. Okay, that makes me so mad, but also, why don't they make the nutrition label for when the pasta is already cooked? I mean, I don't know, maybe because it depends on like the food is in an altered state and it's hard to like all I know is, yes, that means that you need to individually measure out and individually cook your measured out portions. So I've seen my roommate Nikki do it. It's not that hard. It's just not something I would do because I don't, you know, maybe I will do it one day, but in my current lifestyle situation, I really do not see myself having the time or wanting to give the effort to measure out some noodles, boil those noodles, measure out some noodles, boil those noodles, and continue to do that for like the entire serving of the box. Like I guess you could just cook it fresh and just do like one serving and then put the box back, but I'm a huge meal prepper. So that's insane to me. I never knew that, ever. Like what? This also kind of touches on, I just want to throw out there that meats are similar too. Like when you're on MyFitnessPal, you can type in like cooked chicken breast and it'll come up, or you can type in raw chicken breast and those measurements will come up. So thankfully MyFitnessPal, which is the app that I use to track my macros with, is very, very helpful. And even for like my egg whites, I will put in liquid egg whites and I will measure my egg whites in liquid form and then I will cook them, if that makes sense. So you gotta pay attention to like meats, pastas, egg whites, come on. I mean, I don't really know what else falls in that category, but if you don't know, now you know. I mean, it was mind-blowing to me. Just the noodles and rice part, not I knew about the meat and the liquid egg whites. Okay, so this may be a little controversial, but I'm just gonna tell you how I do it. I eat the same macros regardless of working out and like how much I burn at my workout. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I am huge with the heart rate monitor. I love to see how many calories I burned after every workout. Like I just like to know, but I don't take that into account. So on the app MyFitnessPal, this actually is a setting that you can turn off and on, but I think it's set to automatically add in your exercise. And what will end up happening is you will eat more calories because you did more exercise, but you shouldn't do that. according to my coach that I had. I ate the same calories regardless of working out or not. I was just told on the days that I work out, I'm getting closer to my goal faster. But either way, I was in a deficit, if that makes sense. I also get that question a lot, like how much do you eat on a day when you work out, or versus how much you eat on a day that you don't work out. I keep it the same, and I think I always will keep it the same unless somebody wants to tell me to do otherwise. If you know, comment down below, let me know what's up. If I should not be doing this, let me know. Oof, last but not least, not double checking the nutrition facts. It has happened before that I will scan something with my FitnessPal app and the nutrition label does not match what is coming up on my FitnessPal. So what you'll need to do is you'll either need to manually enter it or you can just tweak it on there, things of that nature. But you wanna make sure you're looking, especially if it's like a food item for the first time that you're adding it into your FitnessPal app. Other than that, like once you just check it like once, like okay, new box of cereal, never had it before, scan the cereal, check, okay, good. Now, for the rest of your life, when you eat that cereal, you'll never need to check the nutrition facts again because you already checked it once. I mean, obviously, you always want to be paying attention to the nutrition facts, paying attention to detail, all that stuff to make sure that you are tracking everything correctly. I've had mess ups before where I've moved the serving size and it didn't save correctly, and then I ended up eating more or less than what I was supposed to, and I didn't catch it till like the end of the day. I'm like, wait, what? I thought I was having 4 ounces of chicken, but I only tracked 3. What? Like, you know, things like that. So just pay attention to detail on the app. But other than that, guys, these are like my top mistakes. And you know what? I'm sure I've made a bunch more. You better believe that. And I'll probably continue to make more. But for now, these are the main ones that stick with me that I just like want to get out there and I want to let you guys know, like, do not make these mistakes because, well, you can if you want to, but I'm just trying to save you the hassle. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, guys, that concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another Fitty Freckles video again. Follow me on Instagram and like my pictures, and I will see you in my next video.